It is day 9, near the end of day 9. It's just shy of 3 o'clock and I've been busy. I've got one more day left, one more day, which will be next week, unfortunately. But I've had to get everything done to the best of my ability for the plasterers and the plumbers all to come in. But I shouldn't be too much of an issue for them. So what I've been doing, busy. So today we've completely and utterly finished off second fixing. I've gone round and put the up and down lights out the front and ground the brickwork around to sit them flush. The brickwork is going to be coming off at some point. It's all going to get rendered, but for now it looks good. We've done the same thing with the doorbell, got that flush, got that wired in. Two 20-watt PIR floodlights. These are the JCC ones that I showed you earlier on in the week. They are up and on. And also I fitted the 2 standalone PIRs on the back to do the top floodlight and on the front to do the front floodlight. But now what is left to do is the garage. So I've got cable behind you, cable here, cable here, cable here, cable here, and a big bunch of cable there. Obviously existing power is still on in here. The new fuse board is going over there in lower. We had Octopus Energy turn up today to fit a smart meter. If you're watching this, mate, hello, you did a great job. So what I'm going to be doing, putting all my stuff away, which is all here, all the stuff I don't need anymore. There's only a bit of cable left that I need to run 10 mil to the gas here. We need some 2.5 left out. We need some 1 mil left out for the sockets and the lighting within here. Some 3-core for the 2-way switching. 20 mil white conduit here. And then get all this done, get stuff ready, and I can run through it a little bit what the plan is with the fuse board. So we need to make all of this look delicious. One little thing before I chuck everything in the van that I don't need is the access points we picked up. I got the customers, we made some link leads last night. So this is the gigabit PoE switch. These are all the access points. I got the customer just to make my life easier. He's just set it up really quickly on his phone, and he did say it was very quick and easy. But to set it up now with PoE, because we were going to set it up by doing it on the plug top and then just doing the PoE plug-in afterwards, but I'm pretty sure it's a different setup that's got going on. So this is all set up now, so as and when I do this, I can plug these in straight onto the ceiling, which I will be doing today because I'm still waiting for the matte black data point. So this is the master here that'll plug into the router, which will then plug into that switch that's going to be in the garage, which will then feed these. But it means as of today, because I've put an end on here, I'll plug that straight into the router tonight before we go and put that and some ends in the garage, get these clipped up and on, and the customer can give the internet a go tonight. The laser's set up at 130. We've got 4 sockets, 4 double sockets, 1 fuse spur for the boiler, and 2 two-way lighting circuits. So switch there, switch by the door, socket here, here. There's one on the fuse board, and then there's a socket and a fuse spur because the new boiler is going exactly where that cupboard used to be. So lasers out. We've got malleable boxes, which have got the 20 mil knockout. We've got this. We've got loads of couplers, I think they're called, metal stuff. But because of all the stuff that is still on and existing, so all the stuff in here is on, these armors are on, the stuff in the trunking is on, all the timers for the outside lighting, and everything is still currently on. To do as much as I can do now would be screw the boxes on, level up, drill, put some saddles on the wall, get the conduit cut, just leave it there. If we get a chance to run some cable up and over, brilliant. If not, the holes I'm about to drill shortly, we can whiz around on Monday once that board is cut off and isolated and chucked in that massive skip. All of this absolute dread can be ripped off and stuff can be run up properly. One thing I'm concerned about before I put the socket in the ISO next to each other is I'm going to do 2 runs coming down. So fuse spur, double socket, but that joist is annoying me. So I'm going to level down, get the center of that to make sure my 2 up and outs either side of the socket aren't getting knocked. First things first, I'm going to do the data. We've got the boxes on the wall, but because there's so much stuff that I need to take off the wall to drill up for the conduit, I just thought I might as well do it after the fact, once it's done. So we've got the stuff in place and I know where to run it to, it's just that. So we've got 5 data cables, we've got 4, technically 3 access points, 1 access point feed for when the kitchen's done, and we've got 1 master. So these are our 4 points, they're all labelled at the end. This is our master, and at the same time, I'm going to bring through the Ring doorbell cable with it at the same time. These are going to be done on now separate holes. I'm going to use a 25mm bit, the Armeg Beaver bit. I'm going to laser now to make sure it's perfectly in line. We're also then going to measure up on the joist to make sure it's the same height to get a nice flow through. And then as when we get to the far side, I did use the cable stapler under the floor upstairs, and in the loft. Instead of applying pressure, it was just like enough for me to engage the trigger to actually fire it, but I do feel like it squished the cables more than necessary. So I have got some Velcro cable ties that I bought a long time ago off Amazon that I'm yet to use. So what I might do is everything that way is fine, be supported by the beams. But when it gets to the far beam, my plan is with this, as these are going to be run now directly to the far side and down, and then I'm going to put 4 ends on them because time is a ticking, and it's Friday, and I'm going to have a takeaway with the family.
It's midnight.
It's not midnight. What? I guarantee it's not midnight. It's 10 to 4. Get the datas done, and then we can sort of eye up or even mark out now where the rest of the cables are going to run before I do it, depending time-wise. So that's the plan. What I've done up there is just took because it's darker in here because I've turned the light off. It's 500 out, but I've just stuck a screwdriver into the joist as well. So when I laser from this side, trying to see a black marker pen on a dark joist isn't going to work. I could just line it up with a screwdriver. Right, so we've got them through. We've picked up the doorbell and also the master feed. Come on. Yeah. That's the only problem with data. Oh, I've lost a cable. This is the problem with data. When it twists, Right, what I've done, the D-line clips that I've got in the van, all the same height. I use the nailer because I've run out of screws. I've only got a handful left coming across. So that's going to go on. That's obviously our old cables that are all getting removed as of Monday. Come across, clip them in there. If they're not tightly bunched the way I want them to be, we've got these fabric cable ties, which I'll show you now. I was going to do a screw through them, and then they fold around themselves, Velcro one side and the other Velcro the other. But the way I wanted to do it with the tab, it wouldn't work. It was like the wrong side of Velcro. I know what I mean. Anyway, let's get these through, get them pushed, and see what time we're on. I really, really, really want to get all these other holes drilled, but time is not on my side as usual. It's the way you can yank 2.5 and you know it'd be fine. But with the data stuff, just one little kink and it's ruined. And you saw from the video a couple back, one, little tiny cable stapler straight through it, ruined. Very annoying. Nearly. The shake actually, yes. No, I was going to feed this with this hand. Right, you're going to have to buy. So as far as I've done the 2 holes. There's 2 32mm holes that go, and if I line this up, let me see how good this is. Hopefully you guys can see because I'm at full stretch. So that's done. Because there was only 3, camera's being funny. Because there was only 3 cables here, so I've decided to cable staple them, but I've got to a point where I'm like, enough's enough. We've run across and done the ends on what we want for the data. So we've got up access point for the feed and the lounge. We've got the switch, so we're going to plug this in now. Kai's here, customer son. Kai, do you want to just come plug this in for us, dude? And we'll get that in. And last thing I could do is just plug them onto the ceiling. Just this in for us, please, mate. Cheers, dude. Right, I say this is just temporary, but Kai, can you come and just hold this for us, dude? Just film me with that, mate.
Okay.
Thank you very much. So, feed, we'll put it in as one. Lounge. Let's go clicking it, mate. And then that should be feeding PoE up now to our cables. So let's go and plug a few of them in. Let's just rest this here nicely out of the way. Come with me. Cheers, dude. So these are our temporary link leads. And customers labelled them as well. Landing bath. Here you are, dude. You hold that one. That's for upstairs. Landing main. That's outside your mum and dad's room. And this should be the lounge. That's in. We've got lights. Oh, wow. Now I just need to figure out how this goes on the scene. You know when you wish you brought a step in, mate? Ah, that's what we should do. We should unplug it, take the cable out, and then plug it back in afterwards and push the excess back up. Ah, it makes so much more sense. We have a light. So as you can see here, all the other ones are facing a wall, but this one I put the framework the other way so you could see it as you walk up the stairs. So other than turn the base round, is that right, everybody? Is that how you do this? First time newbie here, but they're working. We've got Wi-Fi, and yeah, thanks, Kai.